Hello folks, Toad here with Visordown, and today we are going to be installing these Galfer Cubiq brake discs on a CBR600RR. So it's a 2003 model CBR, so it's the conventional non-USD fork front end on this one. And yeah, we're going to be fitting these, and this is the first time I've had a look at these brakes out of the box. We've written about them a few times on Visordown, and they're impressive looking things. I mean, you can see straight away that they look completely alien compared to a set of standard discs. The idea is that, I mean, if this was a tyre, you'd call this the land to sea ratio, but the gaps in the disc are there to help dissipate heat, so you can maintain a more constant brake pressure and brake feel. The wave design on the inner and the outer is supposed to promote homogenous pad wear, so you get even pad wear across the face of the pad. The larger holes also will help to sort of dissipate the dust that can build up, so you don't get kind of like glazing. And they're just generally supposed to be a much better disc. They're also a heck of a lot lighter than a standard disc. We'll get these on the scales in a little bit and see what sort of weight saving there is, but reducing that unsprung mass helps to improve turn, acceleration, braking, and turning into corners and handling as well. So it seems like a bit of a win-win. So we've also got some sintered road and track pads to fit as well. So first job was to get the wheel out. So the bike is up on paddock stand. Take the, well, for this model CBR, you've obviously got to take the calipers off so that you can get the front wheel out, and that's been about 20 minutes so far. I'm just going to go and attack these here Allen bolts now, get those all undone, get the new disc on and see how it looks. So, one side fitted, one side to go. I've not torqued these up yet. I've put a blob of thread lock on the end of them though, but I will give them a quick tweak in a second or two. And yeah, when you look through the disc like that, you can really see the difference between these. I mean, they are very classy looking bits of kit compared to what is currently on this dusty old CBR. So I'll get these torqued up, we'll get onto the other side. Job's a good one. So we've got all the Allen bolts torqued up, Loctited and good to go. Now comes the rather tricky part of installing the wheel. So, as you can see, we've got the brake discs all buttoned up, we've got the calipers back on, we've got the mudguard and the brake hoses that bolt into the mudguard all sort of tightened up and back together and ready to go. A couple of tips with this one. First and foremost, if you have got a mate that can give you a hand, it's always advisable to have a mate along. Just help you when you're moving the bike on and off of the paddock stand. If you're not confident with changing things like brake pads and brake discs, get a professional to do it, or get a friend who's done it and is knowledgeable about it to come and assist you with it, because you really don't want to be messing around with your brakes. Another word of wisdom, and I fell for this one as well, the first place that you put your paddock stand will probably block your access to some of the bolts that you need to undo. So be methodical, think about it, and that's why it's helpful to have somebody else there, because if you do put your paddock stand in a place that's going to inhibit you, they can help you get it off the paddock stand. Having two paddock stands is absolutely optimal, because it means you can support the bike and you can take the front wheel sort of get the front wheel all loosened up and then lift it up when you need to get it dropped out. It makes life a whole lot easier. Unfortunately, I was doing it on the fly today, so I could only bring my front paddock stand with me. But nonetheless, a little bit of fiddling, we got it done. Really, if you've got 2 paddock stands, a decent tool set, a job like this shouldn't take you any more than about an hour to an hour and a half. And it's changes like this on a bike, it always makes sense to me to make changes to your braking system and your suspension system before you go improving the power of the bike, or adding more power, for want of a better phrase. Simply put, you know, sports bikes today, even this CBR600 that's got, you know, just over 100 horsepower on track and on road, that is actually quite a lot, especially in such a light and a nimble chassis. So before you think about upgrading the engine or adding more power or trying to get more power out of the bike, look at your brakes, look at your suspension. These Galfer Cubiq rotors for the CBR retail somewhere around about £300 for the set. Galfer also do their own range of sintered sports pads as well, which we've slotted into the bike also. So, I mean, it really is one of the first things that you should be considering when you're looking to upgrade your bike, whether you're riding just purely on the road and you want to enjoy your bike that little bit more, or if you are going to be taking the thing on track, because that's where these pads really come into their own. So we will be giving this bike a bit of a road test on the road as well, but we just need to get a few more things buttoned up on it before we can do that. So do stay tuned, and we will let you know once that video is all done and dusted. All right, cheers folks. Bye.